round in that Texas town. About to shack outside the game.
Hey folks, today we're going to be brewing another beer. It's going to be a Pseudo Pilsner, sort of, kind of, Pilsner wannabe. It's going to be basically a blonde ale with a nod toward Czech Pilsner. It will be brewed with a clean fermenting German ale yeast, the Saf Ale K97 yeast. It's got just some German Pilsner malt and a little bit of aromatic malt to give it sort of a decoction type character. So it'll have those nice melanoidins. Anyway, we're gonna check out the brew house real quick and see what we got going on there. All right, I've got my mash going. I didn't video every step in the process this time because you guys saw that last time. But here's my mash. I mashed in. My target was 148 to 150 degrees, and we're right at 150. Let's see what we got here. Yep, about 150, 152. So that looks about right. This is my first beer to be brewed with the brand new Rocket burner, 320,000 BTU burner. Right now I'm just heating up my sparge water. All right, when I'm done heating that up or getting it close, I'm going to transfer it over here to the sparge water tank, the hot liquor tank, and then I'll turn on the burner here whenever I need to boost it. I'm just using the big Mamu burner to do all the heavy lifting, and these two little burners here can just be used for minor temperature adjustments. So, all right, let's get doing this. Okay, we are 30 minutes into the mash or so, and I have had to add heat one time to keep it about 148, 150. Let me double check that. Yep, that's about right. And our mash is looking great. Stirring it occasionally just to keep everything about right. I've got my sparge water about 180, 182, and before we start to sparge, I'll probably let that cool down to I think about 175. So I'm just keeping a little heat under it just to make sure that I don't have to do all that at the last minute. So got my boil kettle empty and ready to receive the hot wort. Here in about 15 minutes, we're about 30 minutes into the mash. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to start recirculating to the mash tun to try to get that Vorloff step going, clear out all the draft, the particles, and that way when we start running off to the kettle, we will be running nice and clear. All right then. All right, here we are, sparging. Got a nice little sprinkler going over top of my grain bed. I'm going to slow that down just a hair. And I am running off to the kettle. Ooh, boy, that's pretty. Look at that. Sorry, can't do two things at once, especially holding the video camera. That is a beautiful golden wort, and it smells so good. So I'm already pumping through my chiller, which is of course not chilling right now, and we are trying to match the rate of flow into the sparge and then out to the boil kettle. And I think it's about time to strike the kettle. Light the fire. Here we go. Okay. I beached the grain bed just a tiny bit with no harm done. So I had to slow down the flow to the boil kettle and had to speed up some of the sparge. Looks like we're about 6 or 7 gallons, so still got a little ways to go. Okay, here we are, folks. Got the kettle heating up, and we have got, it is starting to simmer. It's going to be a nice rolling boil here in just a few minutes. So as soon as this thing gets to a nice rolling boil, we're going to go ahead and add the first addition of hops. We're going to use 1.8 ounces of Columbus hops for the bittering. And then our flavor and aroma additions at 30 minutes and at 5 minutes or maybe 1 minute. They're going to be Czech Zats hops or Saz, or however you prefer to pronounce it. And they will be, let's see, 3 ounces for each of those additions. This is a 15-gallon batch. We ran off 18 and a half gallons of work to the kettle like I normally do. We're going to boil that down to about 15 and a half gallons, and then that should end up being 15 gallons in the fermenter. All right, we got a nice rolling boil. Time for a hop addition. See you on the flip-flop. All right, here we are. We got a nice rolling boil. Got our first hops in, the bittering hops, 1.8 ounces of Columbus, and sadly, some idiot let the boil kettle boil over just ever so briefly when he added the first addition of hops. Needless to say, that individual has been fired. But anyway, because we don't get boil overs in this brewery. That's something we don't tolerate. All right then. All right. Kettle is still boiling away with the bittering hops in there. I have emptied the mash tun, and there is all the spent grain. Fixing to go to the dumpster. I hate to throw that away. I know some cows would love to eat that, but we don't have a whole bunch of cows right here in town. So anyway, all right then.